But yeah, thanks for joining me and speaking. Like, so how did you meet and decide to become like a duo, singing duo?
Uh, Honestly, about 4 years ago, I messaged Elizabeth on Instagram uh, to be a backing singer for my old band I was in, and we were in a
Yeah, I
yeah,
was just kind of doing little like videos of me on my piano, so I wasn't really, yeah, doing much.
we were in a band together for about 3 years. Then that band sort of fizzled out, so we decided to start writing our own stuff together. Then yeah, that's about it, really.
Ah, that's cool. What drew you to do like because you got like a bit of a 60s inspired sound for that song, didn't you? Is that your sort of like vibe, or do you just do a bit of anything?
I think it is mainly like that 60s and 70s influence. I think that's kind of like what brought us together in that way. With obviously before we kind of got together as this duo as Smith and Liddle. Um, sorry, my phone just went off. Before we got together as this duo, Smith and Liddle, I was doing a lot of like my own music, which was quite like 70s inspired, and then Billy was doing a lot of his own music, which was it's quite old school, like funk and soul kind of vibe. So
Yeah.
I think when we started writing together, it just was like a blend of both things, and we had that common interest in 60s and 70s music. So yeah, all of the music that's going to be coming out is very influenced by that era.
I've read that he's have like a bit of revolver inspiration going on your. Oh, that's a great
Definitely with
album.
this, definitely with this song, there's proper like mid 60s Beatles stuff going on, which I've one of my favorite bands, the Beatles. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I was just listening to that. I love the guitar solo, little
Oh,
guitar solo
thank you.
quality. It was a great song. It is. I
Oh,
love
thank
like
you.
all my sort of like 60s sort of sound in that anyway. So it won me over straight away.
Yeah, man. Well, yeah, that's what we were trying to go for. That 60s inspired like Beatlemania sort of British invasion. Yeah,
I think there's a solo on every song on our album that we're
yeah.
bringing out.
I've done a solo on
With that.
every single song I've ever done. To be honest.
Trying to steal the limelight.
I don't know. I always I don't know whether people think that, but I also feel like they break songs up a little bit rather than just being like, oh, there's a guitar solo instead of just singing all the way through. I just feel like
Yeah, definitely.
more
I love a
solo.
guitar solo.
Good.
I
Oh
do.
yeah.
Is that what are your individual music background sort of the same then? Is that like have you got the
Yeah,
same
I guess
sort of
so. We both like all sorts of music, so I grew up with all the 60s, 70s stuff. Then we both have a love for like soul music too, and like funk and West Coast yacht rock, as people say.
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, so
We just like a lot of, I guess we when we kind of got really close and we started writing together, it was more like a love of vinyls as well that we shared, and like the the bands that we both listened to. So like I said, Billy was listening to like I mean like the Kinks and the Beatles and all those bands, and that maybe I'd like listened to but maybe wasn't so familiar with. And similar, like I love a lot of like female singer songwriters like Joni Mitchell and Carole King and Carly Simon and all those. And I think you were the same. You knew them and you knew the songs, but
yeah,
again, not as familiar. And then both of us have just kind of like blended all that together.
yeah,
That's a good dynamic, ain't it?
yeah.
They're amazing
So I like
artists.
all the yeah, yeah.
Who's are you both the songwriters in the group or is it one of you the songwriters?
We both are the songwriters, yeah. So I'd say like 80% of the album was written with both of us, but sometimes I had an idea, then we brought it. Then Elizabeth, like the next single we're going to be bringing out, Elizabeth just wrote the full song. Then I sort of put like the musical elements and stuff on top of it, and a guitar solo I put on top of it.
And we did write the outro all together in the studio,
Yeah.
didn't we?
So yeah, it's both of us who write the songs. Yeah.
See with you like how you've got like a bit of a retro sound going on, is that sort of like hard to balance with modern production techniques? Because I don't know, would that be harder? I don't know. I don't really produce music, so I don't really know the ins and outs of it. But is it harder to do with like newer sort of software and things like that, or is
So
it just
basically, back in the day, they all used tape machines. Do you know the tapes?
yeah,
And obviously these days we use digital. Um, so I think in Blank Studios there was an API desk, which is like a vintage desk or the mixing desk, and that's the furthest we went with vintage gear. We use vintage microphones vintage guitars, but at the end of the day, it all went to digital. So we tried our best to try and make it vintage and
Yeah, like
you
emulate
know
those sounds, but also I guess keep that modern element because there's a lot of modern artists that we love as well who are kind of, have a vintage sound but still sound like they're from
and at the end
today.
of the day, if you went too vintage with it and retro and it sounds really old, then it sometimes doesn't appeal to all audiences. Even though I love that,
Yeah,
It
it
works
just
well
sounds.
though. It works well 'cause it sounds great.
Oh, thank you.
thank
Yeah,
you.
it's also the musicianship as well, like the way we play, where we got the band to play on it, and
Just
I,
little things that they added to the songs as well that like, maybe the songs started off with just us on a guitar, but then when we kind of like demoed them and then we brought them to the band, they had like really cool ideas as well. There was things that we recorded and then when we actually got to the end of the song, we're like, did we record that like keys part that Phil, who plays keys on some of the album, and then we like took the volume up and we were like, oh, we forgot that was even there. So stuff like that, it really like added to the
yeah.
recording process, I guess.
I say, what were the key sort of inspirations to PCU and things like? What was the process of making that song like?
Uh, well, we wrote it together on acoustic. Then I had that guitar riff, and I could hear that on being like a 12 string, like very 60s and jangly, and it was sort of just our musicians are playing our songs. They're all our friends as well, so we didn't really tell them what to do. We just said, "There's the song. What do you think it's going to be like?" And they just went and just played the song. I was like, "Wow, amazing!" So it's all about just trusting our musicians that we got on it, and that's what that's the life of the song, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
when we were in the studio, Josh, who was our producer, like we produced the track together, and he had some really great ideas, but he also kind of let us go a bit like silly with it at times. Like I think we
yeah.
reversed something, and we had some good fun recording
That's
it
the
as well.
revolver thing, isn't it? All the backwards
Yeah.
guitars and
Mhm.
stuff. So yeah,
I like that.
yeah,
I watched the music video today. She's done like I see that that's really cool. So that's got like a vintage sort of vibe to it, ain't it?
yeah, yeah.
Thank
We
you.
just we had some references from like Mamas and Papas videos and Beatles videos, like the bit where Elizabeth was wearing the beard. That's the
Yeah,
bit of
yeah.
Bad Day's Night where Paul is hiding from the girls, trying to
Even there's a
find
bit
them.
where you sort of like poking out, looking at that's like a bit Beatles-esque as well, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We just had a lot of fun with it and didn't really plan it. We just went to the woods that day and just filmed stuff. Even though that sounds really weird.
Yeah.
not that sort of video. No,
No,
but
no.
do you think the visuals in your videos are important as well to your sound?
Yeah, I think both of us are massive fans of visuals and massive fans of music videos as well. I think like I appreciate that it's all like a piece of art, if that makes sense. So it all kind of links together, and I like videos. Like I know for us, it had a lot of meaning because the place where we recorded at was very special to us.
Yeah,
Um,
is that so bad
and
by sea?
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, it's about 20 minutes away from my house. It's a lovely place and it looks very vintage when you're there as well because,
it's
yeah,
very old school. Yeah,
very old school place, yeah.
and yeah, we loved kind of those old 60s and 70s music videos because there wasn't really a lot of them, and we loved kind of the idea that they did just go and film anything. They probably didn't really have a plan. They kind of just went and filmed and sang along to the song, and that's what we
Yeah.
Yeah,
what
there
we
should be
do.
more of that, I think. It's like because it's just better. I think it's just better.
I see a lot of music videos and they have like meanings and stuff, and I just like, what does that even mean? We just went to the beach in the woods and just sang along at the song and then just took the mick basically. And
Yeah.
yeah, I like videos like that.
Yeah, I do. Is that what inspired you to film at that Salt Band by Sea then? Is that a special place for you to?
Yeah, yeah, we've been going for walks there for years, and we had our first date there as well.
Yeah,
So it kind of felt special to go there
so
in the video.
single. Let's do. I don't know. Let's film a video there.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. It's a cool video. It's a cool song. I love it. Have you
Thank
got
you.
any sort of dream collaborations? Any once you get that fair bit further down the line to work with?
Ooh, dream collaboration. That is a hard one. So many.
A lot of the people that we like are you don't really hear anymore.
You've got to pick
But
something that's alive. You're not allowed a dead person.
Yeah,
we just got off tour with a band called Young Gun Silver Fox, They're doing like this West Coast soft rock sort of thing. Absolutely amazing. We'd love
Yeah,
to write with them at some point.
yeah, that would be
I'll check
incredible.
what are they called? I'll check them out.
Young Gun Silver Fox, they're called.
Gun Silver Fox. I'll
We
check
just
them
did a
out.
UK tour and we played in Hamburg with them last week, which was incredible. Like I've I've played gigs abroad before, but I've never played in front of a German crowd, and it was the best show I've ever played.
Me
They're just
too.
a very respectful crowd, and after like, every song, like and it's just like, you know, sometimes in England, like people are just like, but the German crowd just absolutely love anything you do.
Because they it all up.
Yeah, they love it. Like,
They're just music lovers. They're just,
yeah, then we
but to be honest, all the crowds that we played on in this tour have been like that. And I think like collaborating with Young and Silver Fox, I think would be really cool because although we're different musically a little bit, I think we share a lot of the same kind of love for the same artists, I guess. So I think it would be cool to collaborate.
can't think of anyone else.
Michael McDonald.
Oh, Michael McDonald. Do you know Michael
That's a
McDonald?
shout.
The Dairy Brothers. I love Michael McDonald.
Do as well.
Peter Frampton. I love Peter Frampton.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant.
Yeah.
What's next for you then? If he's just gonna release sort of more songs, or you're gonna trick up, bring an album out, or
We've got an album, which we're not really supposed to say yet. But we've got a collection of songs that are ready to come out. We just don't know when they're coming out yet.
Yeah.
But it's definitely going to be this year. And yeah,
There's going to be a couple more singles as well before
there's a couple more singles.
they all come out. But
trick them out.
really excited about it. We're working with quite a cool group of team of people, I should say, who are just really lovely and really supportive. So just feel very lucky and excited to get more music out, really.
Yeah.
Ah, brilliant, man. That's it really. That was just sort of like just a short chat to get like a bit to know you really. And
Oh, thanks so much, Jay. Lovely to chat to you.
yeah, good to speak to you as well. I loved it. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, see you in a bit, mate.
See you in a
Speak to you
bit.
soon.
Bye-bye. Bye.